وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية في سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مصفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Thank you, Brother Ehsan. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Tonight's announcements are going to be given by Muhammad Hussein. He insisted. So Muhammad Hussein, tell us what you have to say, man. Come on.
No tea or coffee allowed in the auditorium. There's childcare and there's iftar
When's this stuff?
on Saturday. I mean Friday.
And Friday?
Yeah.
There's iftar on Friday and Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Muhammad Hussein is saying that there's iftar on Friday for Imam Hassan al-Mushtaba's birthday, which is hosted by Dar al-Hikmah and Mainstay, and also Dar al-Hikmah has their own iftar on Saturday as well. Thank you, Muhammad Hussein. I know it's hard to make it on these nights. It's a weekday and people have work at 7, 8 in the morning the next day. So thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming here today. But you want to get started with the program?
Yeah.
You want me to start with it? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Peaceful. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you for coming and our listener and viewers from any channel that they can watch us live now. Last night, Brother David asked me, where is David? I saw him somewhere, is coming. He said that regarding the subject of letter 69 of Nahj al-Balagha, the letter of Imam Ali alayhi salam to Al-Harith al-Hamdani, there was a point that Imam said, don't share every information, everything that you hear from people they talk. Don't just share it with everyone just because you heard, because that may not be true. Somebody lied and somebody else heard it, and distributing these lies to everyone, and Imam said that that is not moral. So we talk a little bit about ghiba when we talk to this subject, the backbiting. And David said that what tonight I talk about this subject a little bit more. Today I looked at some of my notes from the past on this subject of tongue and responsibility, and I share some of the notes that I found among my notes. If you come to our houses, lots of files and lots of paper and lots of notes. And this is what I wrote about this subject long time ago, that tongue is a tool of expression or assassination. So the tongue is a tool, but it can be for expression, that we say what we think, what we have in our heart. We express that through our tongue. But tongue also can be a tool of torture and a tool of assassination, of killing character. So these are two fundamental. And then it can promote peace, righteousness, reconciliation, but it also can spread disease, rumors, and something that ruin the reputation of people. So this little stuff that we have in our mouth is very, very sensitive, that it can make or it can break. It can create wars among the nation, destroy countries, and bring misery to humanity. Really. I mean, someone says something and then it continues tension and war and destruction, and you don't know when and where it may stop. And all starts from somebody said something. The gift of bayan is so important that in the Quran, after the blessing of creation and revelation, Allah talks about this gift of expression. Ar-Rahman, you know, Ar-Rahman is like a personal name of God. Like Allah is personal, Ar-Rahman is personal. You don't find anybody among the Muslims that his name is Rahman. He says Abdul Rahman, yes, but nobody's name is Rahman because it's a personal name of God. And this is the name of a chapter in the Quran, Surah Ar-Rahman, Surah Ar-Rahman, chapter of Ar-Rahman. And that is Arusul Quran. You know, the bride of Quran is Surah Ar-Rahman. And it's interesting that a chapter that is called the bride of the Quran is called Ar-Rahman. That this means that how Rahman, how mercy is important in our religion, that the most beautiful chapter is called Ar-Rahman. It's important. Ar-Rahman, allama al-Quran, khalaq al-insan. The God who taught us the Quran and created us. So Quran is about revelation, Khalq is about creation. The Lord of revelation and creation is the Lord that Allamahul Bayan, taught us how to talk, gave us bayan, gave us the gift of expression. That's so important. Alam naj'al lahu aynayn wal lisanan wa shafatayn. The Quran says, didn't we give you 2 eyes and we gave you tongue and shafatayn, 2 lips that you control. There's border for the bayan that through shafatayn, through 2 lips, you control this powerful tool that is hidden inside your mouth. We see like Nabi Ibrahim, when he makes a prayer, he said, وَاجْعَلْ لِي لِسَانَ صِدْقٍ فِي الْآخِرِينَ. Oh God, I want from you to bless me with a tongue of truth. Give me a truthful tongue. That is a prayer of someone like Nabi Ibrahim. Another verse in the Quran says, قَوْلٌ مَعْرُوفٌ وَمَغْفِرَةٌ خَيْرٌ مِّن صَدَقَةٍ يَتْبَعُهَا أَذًى. It's so important that you say one nice word, one beautiful, one like encouraging good word is better even than an act of charity. Especially if that charity يَتْبَعُهَا أَذًى. That some people, you know, they donate, they may give some money, but then they do so much of minna, like they think they did a favor to God by donating something, that they destroyed their donation with this like show off. The Quran says that if you say one nice word is better than a charity that might be for just demonstration. If you do it from your heart, out of your love for God, that means a lot. Like when Ahlul Bayt, they fed a miskin, a yatim, an asir. How come there is like 17, 18 verses in the Quran, in Surah Al-Insan, just because of that act of يُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. When Ahlul Bayt, they were hungry, they were fasting, But then they shared their food. They did not eat at the iftar time. And they gave their food to faqir and miskin and yatim. Allah is talking about it in the Quran. And this verse and like 17 other verses, they are for that occasion. That matters. That, I mean, it's very hard that you are already hungry and you are fasting, and then you give your food to someone else. If you do this out of your passion for your Lord, that your love for Allah, because you love Allah, and you want to use any opportunity to make Him happy, to make Him satisfied, you do whatever that it takes to bring happiness to your Creator. This is what happened to Ahlul Bayt. And what did they do? Just a piece of bread. I mean, it's not like something so expensive. I mean, compared to now, some governments, they are sending so much stuff to poor countries by the oceans, ships, airplane, a huge quantity. But nobody cares, because really that is not with sincerity. That is not really for the sake of God. That is an agenda. It's a bigger agenda behind that they act like a gangster. They steal everything from everywhere. Now they want to show that we care and share a penny of billions that they get. So really, that doesn't deserve a verse or chapter from the Quran. But when Ahlul Bayt, they share just little piece of bread, all of a sudden this is a big news in the heavens, and the angels start talking about it. And there is an entire chapter was revealed for that occasion. This means a lot. This is what the Quran says. Sometimes one word is a great act of charity, and sometimes a little piece of bread is a great act of charity. There is a hadith from Ar-Rasul, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. He said, لا يستقيم إيمان عبد حتى يستقيم قلبه. The faith of a person cannot be really straight and strong and truthful, except this iman and this faith represent the heart of the individual. If it is coming, if the heart is straight, then iman is straight. Then the Prophet said, وَلَا يَسْتَقِيمُ قَلْبُهُ حَتَّى يَسْتَقِيمَ اللِّسَانُ. How do we know that the heart of this individual is straight? We know that if the tongue of that individual is straight. If the tongue is straight, the heart is straight. And if the heart is straight, then the faith is straight. You see, everything, the bottom line is this tongue, this tool of whether, as I said, expression or assassination. This is something that I mentioned last night that about tongue. It says, فَإِنَّهُ صَغِيرٌ جِرْمُهُ وَعَظِيمٌ جُرْمُهُ. That the size of this tongue is small, but the jurm and the crime of the tongue can be so huge. There is a hadith from Imam Ali alayhi salam. He said, "Bala'ul insan min al-lisan." Usually our troubles and our tragedies return to our tongue. This is the tongue that creates so many tragedies, whether at the family level or friend level, community level, world, international community, all over. The lisan, the tongue, can be a huge troublemaker. The Quran again, it says, مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. it's very scary to know that this is a verse from the Quran. It's not something I say, you say, or somebody made it up. This is revelation that anything that we pronounce, there is an observation for our pronunciation of every word. There is an angel that is registering everything that we say. For this reason, our words are very responsible. If our words don't represent our intention, so in that case the tongue is lying and is acting hypocritically, because God gave us this tongue so we can express what we feel and what we think, right? But now, if we think something but we say something different, if we feel something and we say something opposite of what we think, opposite of what we believe, then that is the problem. If we say something opposite of what we act, the same problem. The Quran says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, O faithful, lima taquluna ma la taf'alun. Why is it that you say the things that you don't know? كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون. Don't you know that it makes your Lord angry when you say something that your sayings don't represent your doings? There is like a conflict between your expressions and your actions and your intentions. That is kabura maqtan. That is creating a great anger to Allah. Of course, Allah doesn't get angry like you and I get. Allah is not like an emotional being that, you know, 1 minute he's happy and laughing, and another minute he is angry and emotional. But we should understand that when we are talking about anger of God or happiness of God, it is not like human being based on emotion. It's based on principle and justice. So it is a big deal to say something that doesn't represent your act. Another verse says, يَقُولُونَ بَأَلْسِنَتِهِمْ مَا لَيْسَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ. They say things with their tongue that don't represent their heart. Isn't it beautiful how Quran describes? Brother David, still because you asked me last night that continue that discussion, so I get a little bit, still we are continuing that letter of 69, that paragraph that we mentioned, but I'm going through some of my notes about the things that you asked me to say. Another verse says, وَتَقُولُونَ بِأَفْوَاهِكُمْ مَا لَيْسَ لَكُمْ بِهِ عِلْمٍ وَتَحْسَبُونَهُ هَيِّنًا وَهُوَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ عَظِيمٌ. Allah says that sometimes you say something that really it doesn't come through your knowledge. It's not out of knowledge. It's an ignorant expression. And you think this is okay. You think that's simple. I mean, just talk or just joke or, you know. But remember, هُوَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ عَظِيمٌ. In the eyes of God is not as easy as you think, and you think it's simple, but He takes it very, very seriously. There is a hadith, for example, it says, مَنْ أَفْتَى النَّاسَ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ لعنته ملائكة السماء والأرض. If someone issues a fatwa, an opinion, based on the ignorance, and this is my fatwa, but this fatwa is not based on knowledge, is not based on understanding, it caused the curse of the malaika. The malaika start cursing an individual who issued an ignorant opinion that's not based on knowledge, and it causes confusion and people getting lost because of this statement. and malaika is getting angry. This is also based in the Quran. It says, وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَا تَصِفُ أَلْسِنَتُكُمْ الْكَذِبِ هَذَا حَلَال وَهَذَا حَرَام. You know, some people just, they don't know. They think, oh, this is halal, everything is halal. And some people, everything is haram. I mean, how you came to this conclusion? How do you know that for some people, they are Muslim, but there is, they do everything. So really, then where is the place of faith here, or place of morality, or place of, faith statements or commandments? So if everything is okay, so we don't need any faith or anything, you're just free. And for some people, everything is haram, you cannot even look at the mirror, you cannot talk, you cannot hear anything. Everything is haram. There's so much restriction and so much limitation. And, I receive so many questions that, silly things. And then for some people, they forget about big things, but then they come to little stuff and they make everything haram and they make their life miserable for themselves. So the Quran says, how you can say hada halal wa hada haram? It's just, you cannot just lie about things that you are not aware. You have to be very, very careful. Especially if your tongue is torturing someone else through lying or through backbiting, that يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. Those faithful, those people who say that they are faithful, if you are faithful, so be careful. Maybe some fasiq, a sinner, comes to you and says something to you out of whatever intention, and then you take that word and you heard some other people and you regret later on because you made the judgment based on something that a fasiq, a sinful, a fitna maker told you, and that caused the entire destruction everywhere because you listened and you applied and you said it, and it was very, very irresponsible. So if you are faithful, you have to اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن, don't have too much suspicion about everyone. إن بعد الظن إثم ولا تجسسوا, don't spying of, some people they just enjoy to spy of everything and everyone. ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا, don't backbite. أيحب, I mentioned this the other night, this verse that أيحب أحدكم أن يأكل اللحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه. Isn't it so disgusting even to think that there is somebody, passed away, and there is a body that is already smelling and so dirty, and somebody start eating that dirty dead body. The Quran says that the act of backbiting is exactly like that you kill someone with your tongue and you start eating that. We're talking about that, opening your mouth and eating that dead body. Something that's so disgusting, فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ. I mean, how much you dislike to eat a dead body. You should dislike to do the same thing, to kill somebody's character and do the same thing. Now, the question was the other night that we were discussing that what is backbiting? ما هي الغيبة? And what is the difference between الغيبة والبهتان? There's غيبة and بهتان. الغيبة هي ذكرك أخاك المسلم حيا كان أو ميتا في خلفه بما يكره. غيبة is that you talk about your brother or your sister in faith, whether that person is alive or whether that person is dead. You say something on the khalfa, on back of that person, that if that person heard what you said, yakrahu, dislike it. That is ghibah. So no matter what you say, if that person heard it and doesn't like it, that is ghibah. But al-buhtan an tadkuruhu bima yakrahu bima laysa fi. The ghibah as backbiting is to say something which is true, but still that person doesn't like it. That is ghibah. The tuhma or accusation is to say something about somebody that is not even true. And that person doesn't like it, obviously doesn't like it. That is double haram and double sin. For example, you see that somebody, no, that person is short. I mean, short. It's true, it's short. But he doesn't like or she doesn't like to hear that somebody said that she's short. Or that person is so fat, for example. Or this guy eats too much or drinks too much. Or sleeps too much. Or that person is rude. Maybe he is rude or maybe she is rude. But now that you are saying it, he doesn't like it, she doesn't like it. If she was there and heard you that says that he is rude, obviously didn't like it. So it's backbiting. Even if you talk about his car or a car, you say, look at his car, it's ugly. Look at the color of his car, for example, and you look at his house. This house is messy, right? I mean, you talk about some of the things that, about himself, about his family. That he's coming from like a black family, or, his father was a garbage collector, for example. What's wrong with being a garbage collector? I mean, that's a holy job, isn't it? I mean, if they don't come and they don't collect the garbage, I mean, we cannot even breathe. That is really an honorable job that somebody does that. But some people, they think, oh, that is like a bad job. And that you say it is backbiting. That is a very, very sinful to say something, even it's true. Like one time Abu Dhar was angry at Bilal, and he said, you are the Yabna Sauda, you are the son of a lady who was black. The Prophet heard this and he got so angry. And he said, Abu Dhar, how can you say that? When Abu Dhar realized how angry the Prophet was, he tried everything to ask for forgiveness from Bilal. He put himself on the ground and put his face on the dirt. And he insisted, Bilal, you have to come and walk over my face. Put your feet over my face. So I feel that you are serious in forgiving me. I ask for forgiveness. But I don't want to just you tell me that I forgive you. You have to do something. And he dropped himself on the ground. He dropped his face on the dirt on the floor. And he said, Bilal, you have to walk. You have to put your foot over my face. And I ask for forgiveness. I ask you to forgive me. I apologize. Then, of course, Bilal came and he kissed Abu Dhar's face. And he appreciated the sincerity of Abu Dhar, that he really was doing it from his son. So there are a lot really that if I want to go through some of my notes that I had, and today I was looking that, like somebody said, احفظ لسانك أيها الإنسان لا يلدغنك إنه ثعبان. لا يلدغنك إنه ثعبان. It's like your tongue can be like a snake. Be very careful that your tongue can bite people just like a snake. And then كم في المقابر من قتيل لسانه كانت تهاب لقاءه الشجعان. He says, go to the cemetery. There are a lot of people in the world that they are victims of their tongue. They said something that caused their death, and they are in the grave because of their tongue. And they were very like courageous people, big guys, but because of their tongue, finally, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Man dhamina li ma bayna لحييه ورجليه ضمنت له الجنة." If I am ready to promise you paradise, if you promise me two things. Number one, the thing between your lahlay, that means that you control your tongue, and rijlay, your privacy. If you can control these two areas and promise me that you are able to do that, then I promise you paradise. There are so many things really about those people who do backbiting and buhtan. La yadkhulul jannah nammamun. Those people who are involved in gossip, they cannot go to the garden. They cannot go to heaven. Then there is a riwayah from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. He said, فَإِنْ شَهِدَ عِنْدَكَ 50 قَسَّامًا أنه قال قولا وقال لم أقله فصدقه وكذبه. If there are 50 people came to you and they made oath that we heard that this guy said this, something so horrible, but these are 50 guys and everybody say, I swear by God, I heard this guy, he said this, or I heard this girl, she said this. But the person himself said, I didn't say that. Imam Sadiq says that support that individual despite of those 50 people. So if he said that I did not say it, فَصَدِّقْهُ وَكَذِّبْهُمْ, you support that individual and you deny everyone who said, because Islam is not really interested in fitna making. So this, I'm not going to continue. There's big things to go through it, but the point is that yes, David, go ahead.
First of all, it looks like you did, Assalamu alaikum, looks like you did a lot of research on that. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Question is it only verbal, or could it be a gesture, or could it be a look that you give to maybe another friend if somebody walks in the room? Is that ghiba?
Body language, exactly. We are talking about tongue because usually people talk, but anything that does the same thing, if the body language or ishara and pointing out to someone, and somebody does it with his eyes or her eyes and fingers or hand or whatever, that demonstrate the humiliating someone and putting someone down, and the result is that person doesn't like this action as that person doesn't like this expression. Action does the same thing. So that should be also an act of sinfulness, and that is very important, because a lot of time people in front of you, they see you and then they start a conversation and you know that they are talking about you, right? And they do it like the moment that you are there, they look at you and they start, they really like so negligent. We are doing backbiting in front of this person, or they may do it with body language while the person still is there. And that is, unfortunately, it's a very, very bad culture. Bad culture. Of course, Quran tells us that. If you had another question?
And just follow up. How about children and parents? If a friend's talking about to another friend about the parents, or you as a parent are talking about your children who may be over 15 years old.
The Quran says that وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. When it comes to tongue, It says, especially for your parents, be careful that you use your tongue with respect and with dignity. So any expression that the Quran says, لا تقل لهما أف, even don't show to your parents or don't say to them off. Now, what does this off mean? Off is an Arabic term, right? Mean any word that they don't like it. Whatever off is here is anything that you say that that bothers your parents, and that is the minimum. Like an off, let's say, my goodness, or something like that. He said, my goodness, what else? I mean, I never said it to my parents, so I don't remember how to be rude to the parents, but anything that, my God, something like that. Oh God, oh my God. You are saying, oh my God, that's good, right? I mean, nothing to say bad, say, oh my God. But you see your parents and say, oh my God, like something, it becomes rude. I mean, you say like nice things, but you are hurting your parents. So the Quran says that لا تقل لهما أف. The minimum word, anything even minimum that may harm their feelings, stop it. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. With your parents, say قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Kareem means like, Kareem is name, one of the names of God is Kareem. One of the names of Quran is Kareem. It's so honorable. That means that you talk with your parents in maximum honor and respect, even if your parents are not Muslims. So we are talking about parents. We are not talking about Muslim parents or, faithful parents, or it's not about that. We are just talking about parents. And sometimes, I get the point. Some people, they said, I cannot talk to my children. They harass me. I mean, I'm scared to talk with them because, they intimidate their parents. And that causes aqul walidain. If you remember that one of the sins that I think I mentioned another night here, that even somebody is 500 years of distance from heaven, the hadith says that cannot smell the paradise and the sense of heaven. This is really a huge statement. So aqul walidain, one of the ma'asil kabir, one of the biggest sin is to get involved in aqul walidain, means to, first of all, to cut communication with your parents, not to talk with them, or to talk with them with rudeness. That is something that, and I have seen that barakah in their life, and always they do everything and something else happens. They're just bad luck. And in some cases, this misery in their life caused with aqul walidain, because they were rude to their parents. So communication and talking with parents is so important. And the Quran is teaching us, when Nabi Ibrahim told his son Ismail that I had something in my dream to kill you. He said, Ya abad if'al ma tu'mar, do it, don't doubt, just I'm ready. I mean, how many boys and girls are ready that if their parents say, I'm going to kill you, say, okay, I'm ready, just do it, don't doubt, and smile and say, I'm ready for that. Quran is really teaching us this culture of honoring your parents. Yes?
In the reverse, how about if you have problems with your children and you want to discuss it with other parents, for example, or teachers? Well, parents, because let's say they're over 15.
You mean I didn't get you know, first of all, when we are talking about children, we have to say the other side too, that the duty of the parents, that the parents are also responsible, right, to do their responsibilities towards the children. But if you mean that the kids, they talk to other kids regarding their parents?
No, parents talk to other parents about children, but the children are over 15 years old. Is that riba?
Is to, you know, it depends. I mean, obviously, if they are saying things that they are hurting their children, and they are saying something that, you know, it's goes with the definition that I had with the riba, so that is not right either, because the hadith says, "Akram uladakum," you have to honor your kids as well. So the parents also should be honored and should be fair to their children. So they cannot discriminate between children, they cannot disrespect their children. Well, there are situations that they may discipline their children in different ways. That is different from this disrespectfulness. But obviously, if the intention is not to discipline and to organize and to do something out of, you know, their wisdom and their experience as good for the life of their children, so they cannot just hurt them for fun, that is haram too. So I think that any other question before it's almost 11:30, and I want to thank you for your patience and thank the audience who might have been watching this program online. We thank you as well. Allah bless you. We have beautiful nights ahead of us. We have good speakers coming for this weekend until the end of Ramadan. You may end up in the second part of Ramadan that I'm sitting there and listening like you, and we have other speakers who are coming and talking, and we have nice power ahead of us. Very exciting thing. We have an iftar this Saturday. Please, if you are coming, let the office know, because they are ordering, they cater the food, and we want to make sure that who is confirming, who is coming. Let the office know. If there are members of your family and friends that they like to come to the iftar, they are welcome. So it's going to be a beautiful Ramadan, and I really appreciate this peacefulness. I know there was a time that so many people here that they were sitting on this stage. The entire space was full, and we really didn't have enough space. Even in the auditorium, people were sitting over there in the Mahdi Hall. But you know, it depends, because now the days are long and people are working, not to, you know, justify so many excuses that some people may make, but we know honestly that is hard, especially those who go to a school. But the school are going to be closed soon, right? In a week, no more school and more time, and better speakers are coming here. I'm very hopeful that you are going to enjoy beautiful and blessing night. May Allah bless you and bless your family and accept your siyam and your salat. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. رب اغفر لي ولوالدي ولمن دخل بيتي مؤمنا وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد. Thank you very much and have